is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off The Script. I am JD from New York, and I'm bringing you the latest in WWE news and rumors. Everybody that watched SummerSlam, seen the main event happen between Braun Strowman and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, for the Universal Championship. But one person in particular was missing from the equation, and that would be Alexa Bliss. Now, we've seen on SmackDown for the last couple of weeks, Alexa Bliss was involved in this storyline. A possible love interest for Braun Strowman or the Fiend Bray Wyatt. But where was she on SummerSlam Sunday? I got the information right here for you from Ringside News. Ringside News has learned that Alexa Bliss was supposed to be a part of the main event at SummerSlam. This was rumored, and they have confirmed it to be true. Bliss put out some unhappy tweets on the morning following SummerSlam. She wondered why WWE did not use her, and it turns out that they were supposed to use her, but then she was told Roman Reigns was showing up instead. Steve from Ringside News tweeted this. Let's also get this out of the way because we are able to confirm it. Alexa Bliss was supposed to be involved with the main event at SummerSlam. They made the change during the show. Hashtag good shit pal. Wouldn't you be a bit upset too? Listen, man, I don't give a shit about anything regarding Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman, especially now that Roman Reigns is involved, because we all know how this is going to end up. Strowman's never going to sniff that Universal Championship again. Bray Wyatt and his career as The Fiend is dead. And Roman Reigns is back, and we all know WWE wants to give the championship to Roman Reigns because that was their plan at WrestleMania. And WrestleMania was without Roman Reigns. He stood home because of COVID-19. And now WWE is operating under all of their original plans right now. I said it then, and I'm going to say it now. Alexa Bliss didn't even factor into anything, and it was literally a Hail Mary pass by WWE as far as a creative aspect goes. They had no other choice. They had no choice in Braun Strowman's opponent. They had no choice in Bray Wyatt's opponent at SummerSlam. The story between Strowman and Bray Wyatt, I don't know how anybody found any interest in it, because Strowman in the Wyatt family was a non-factor. Strowman in the Wyatt family was a non-factor. I don't know how WWE could even possibly, with the lack of anything there, possibly get 4 months of storyline out of it. And they did, because they had to go back and document Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman's mixed match challenge flirtation. There's no fucking way you're going to get 4 months of a Braun Strowman-Bray Wyatt feud going into SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. There's no way. That entire angle with Strowman and the Wyatt family, it wasn't even important. I keep saying it. He had a cup of coffee in the Wyatt family. He didn't do anything in the Wyatt family, especially with 4 months of storyline for anybody to fucking care about the story going into that Universal Championship match. None. And WWE used Alexa Bliss in this situation to generate some sort of Hail Mary interest. And then they took her out, which I genuinely feel sorry for, because giving the Fiend a love interest, or at least having a female on the roster play some sort of role that would incorporate the Sister Abigail lore into the Wyatt gimmick. Alexa Bliss played that well. She did a very admirable job on SmackDown with the acting and the back and forth between Strowman. Does she have feelings for Strowman, and does she have feelings for the Fiend? That was a very interesting aspect as far as that. Hail Mary pass, yes. Desperate, yes. Legitimately the only thing that they had to tell this storyline, yes. But it was interesting because it incorporated that Sister Abigail lore. And now WWE is axing the entire thing. She's not going to be a factor in this storyline at all, because now Braun is going to seek retribution on Roman Reigns for what he did. Bray Wyatt's going to seek retribution on Roman Reigns for what he did. Roman wants the Universal Championship. Why would Alexa Bliss and a love interest factor into anything that's going on now when the only thing on WWE's mind is giving Roman Reigns the Universal Championship? They don't give a fuck about Alexa Bliss. WWE doesn't give a fuck about Alexa Bliss now. It's about giving Roman the championship. I feel sorry for Alexa Bliss. They probably told her they were going to be putting her in this storyline, and then they didn't do it. Day of SummerSlam. And with the reports coming out on Monday that Vince McMahon didn't even have a script for Monday Night Raw, God knows what the fuck he's going to do for SmackDown. This is the way WWE operates, man. They do something and then they forget about it. Vince shows up to the arena, has a full script written for the show, rewrites the entire thing a half an hour before the show goes live on the air. So now what? Now you end up disappointing everybody that had your interest or had interest in this storyline. You had their interest in this storyline. And now you're not going to do it because you're pushing that Roman agenda again. Great on you, WWE. I'm not surprised. Once again, you're disappointing an entire legion of fans because of your stupid fucking mentality that we gotta do everything for Roman. WWE's having some issues with the ThunderDome, and I'm not surprised by this whatsoever. If you guys watch Monday Night Raw, you would have seen a couple of instances happen where WWE got themselves into a sticky situation. Look at this picture right here. Someone actually photographed themselves wearing a KKK outfit, and this is not the only thing that happened on Monday Night Raw that made WWE come out on Tuesday morning and issue a public apology. Apparently, Chris Benoit was also in the WWE ThunderDome. Chris Benoit lives, apparently. I wonder what he thinks of the current product. WWE also had an issue where somebody was showing a video of an execution. Legitimately, somebody was being beheaded live on Raw inside the ThunderDome. People are fucking mental. People are sick. This is what they do. And this is going to be an issue. Nobody gives a shit about the ThunderDome. Everybody wants to joke around and have a good time. Everybody wants to go viral. There was an idiot that actually had a seat in the ThunderDome, and he had a screen that said, "Fire Velveteen Dream." He was proceeded to be banned forever from the ThunderDome because Triple H has mentioned this situation on more than one occasion, and they will not be discussing it any further. WWE had to come out and apologize for everything that was shown on Monday's Raw in the ThunderDome. They say this with a public statement, and I quote, "This abhorrent behavior does not reflect WWE's values, and we have zero tolerance for these unacceptable acts. We are working to ban those involved from future events, and per our policies, any inappropriate actions result in the removal from the live stream," end quote. So how does WWE fix this situation? Because obviously people cannot be trusted. Welcome to the WWE ThunderDome, where you can see KKK and fucking Chris Benoit and beheadings on Monday Night Raw. You knew WWE was going to encounter this shit. They knew they were going to encounter this shit. What do they have to do? They clearly have to ramp up the security. They got to get more eyes on what's going on inside the ThunderDome so that these things are picked up easily, so that they're not screen grabbed and spread on social media everywhere, because that's all people want. All they want is to go viral. They want their 5 minutes of fame by being in the ThunderDome, and they want to get one over on WWE. This is what they do. They sign up, they wait there, they refresh for about a half an hour, and then they go on live on Raw or SmackDown, and they're dressed as a fucking KKK member, as if it's funny. People are mental. People are pathetic. They are embarrassing. WWE knew this was going to happen, so how do they fix this situation? They're going to have to start charging to sit in the virtual ThunderDome to get that virtual experience. You're going to have to fork over some cash to actually get a spot inside the ThunderDome. Now, I got there. I didn't get in until an hour and a half after my call time, and it's not really all that it's cracked up to be. It's obviously a fucking gimmick. It's a waste of time. Everybody's going crazy. Oh my God, look at me. I'm on TV. Oh my God, look, I'm on Raw. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's nothing more than a fucking gimmick to generate interest in an overly dying product. That's all it is. It's not really what it's cracked up to be inside the Thunderdome. So I think they're going to have to start charging for the virtual seats, whether you want to sit there for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. You know, do it in 15-minute intervals, 15, 30, 45, up to an hour. If you want to sit the whole show, you got to pay accordingly. If you want to sit there for the entire 3-hour Raw, or if you want to sit there for the entire 3.5-hour SummerSlam pay-per-view, or whatever pay-per-view, you got to charge these people accordingly. Now, that's not going to stop the situations that are happening right now that we're seeing, but at least it would be an aid. It would lessen the situation. Even though people are still doing it now, they more than likely would do it and pay willingly to do it just to get their 5 minutes of fame and go viral. So I think that would be a decent situation to try and go out there and charge. And WWE's not having any live revenue come on in. It could be another revenue source for them if they want. I doubt they go about that, but they got to do something, man. Otherwise, this shit is going to get completely out of hand. What is it going to take? WWE, what is going to break WWE in this situation? Is someone going to have fucking live sex inside the Thunderdome? We're going to be seeing fucking 2 people go at it live on Monday Night Raw. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to flash their fucking junk. Some fucking fat slob's going to lift up her shirt and show off her flabby fucking tits. You know what's going to happen. Seriously. They got to do something now before it gets completely out of control. What we seen on Raw was terrible. But I feel like the worst is yet to come with these people. Who knows what these people are going to be doing or what these people are capable of. And here WWE was worried about a fucking AEW t-shirt, yet we got beheadings and Chris Benoit on Monday night. I think AEW and their merchandise are the least of your concerns, Vince. The biggest story coming out of Monday Night Raw was the debut. The demotion of one Keith Lee, or if you're Byron Saxton, Heath Lee. You thought I missed that one, huh? Yeah, he said Heath Lee during his match with Randy Orton. Anyway, Keith Lee made his main roster debut on Monday Night Raw. He came out wearing very loose basketball shorts. He had a skin-tight t-shirt on, and he had his theme music changed. And the Limitless one was limited on Monday night. It was met with criticism, and rightfully so. Not really off to a good start there, Mr. Limitless. Huh? The change has been met with criticism, and Fightful is reporting that this is because WWE, especially with the theme music, it has nothing to do with his wardrobe. Fightful is reporting that WWE is urging talent to get rid of their themes that were made by CFOs, who is no longer working with the company due to signing an awkward deal with their publisher, which gives the publisher 50% of royalties. Keith Lee did sign off on this change, but there have been some talents who hated the changes, and rightfully so. I mean, some of these theme songs have been absolutely just embarrassing. And new themes that were presented to them, they completely rejected because of how awful they were. This explains why there's been so many entrance theme changes as of late, and the new themes are mainly produced by Def Rebel. Now, I don't know who Def Rebel is. Clearly, they're not CFOs. Clearly, they're doing a shitty job, and I don't know what needs to be done, but Keith Lee, with this theme song change, and everybody else that had their theme song changed, there's no identity to these theme songs. I mean, look at Bayley. Bayley's the best example. That doesn't really... After a while, it kind of got, into a groove where it fit Bayley, but when we first heard Bayley's theme song, I'm like, what is this? This is unidentifiable. This is just zero personality. How the fuck does this fit Bayley and her heel gimmick? I mean, it's ridiculous. Kairi Sane had her theme music changed. I'm assuming that was a CFO's issue as well. Everybody's got their theme song changed, or at least the newer ones that we're hearing. They've been changed from CFO's work to Def Rebel's work. But whatever Keith Lee came out with on Monday night, it sounded like a remix of Brock Lesnar's theme song, and it kind of fit into the narrative of Vince McMahon getting there at 7:30, rewriting everything, having no plan for Keith Lee. Send him out there. Let's get something fucking composed that sounds like Brock Lesnar, because he looks like a Brock Lesnar type. He's big and he's husky and he's a big guy. He's athletic. Let's get him out there and throw him out there with Randy Orton, and it doesn't make any sense. It didn't fit. On top of everything else that happened with Keith Lee, the gimmick and the wardrobe didn't fit him. They botched his debut. How the fuck do you botch Keith Lee on night one? There on screen, you see a picture of CFOs. These are the two guys responsible for some of the best theme songs of the current generation of WWE superstar. I don't know what WWE has to do, but they need somebody that is going to write music like these guys wrote music for the superstars right now that are on the roster. Nakamura and Bobby Roode and Sami Zayn, Adam Cole, Shayna Baszler, EC3 even had great theme music. Leo Rush. That's just to name a few off the top of my head. Those were some great theme songs. They all had identity. The one thing about these two guys is that they had identity in their music. Whatever they had written, for whoever it was written for, it had identity. Def Rebel does not have identity. They're not giving identity and personality to their theme music to fit whoever they're writing that theme song for. I can't even begin to tell you how important a theme song is to a pro wrestler. It is legitimately a make or break situation. Keith Lee's debut was marred by shit music. His debut was marred by shitty fucking mentality on, yep, he's got this NXT look to him, let's change it. For fuck's sake, why do you need to take from NXT and feel the need to change? Why? Now we got a situation with the theme music. We got a better understanding as to why that was changed. But the other shit, I mean, why did you need to go out there and change his wardrobe? What is it with these people? If it's not broken, don't fix it. But they need to fix that theme song ASA. I don't know what the fuck they gotta do. Keith Lee recorded his own fucking theme. Let's see if these guys can maybe do the same thing. Now that we got a better understanding of why he can't use Bask in his glory anymore on the main roster. It's gonna come back to haunt him. It really is gonna come back to haunt him. He sounds ordinary. He looks ordinary on Monday night, and that's not what we looked at when we thought of limitless Keith Lee. Ordinary Keith Lee on Raw, I'm not surprised. And in the final story, guys, I saved the most interesting and the best for last. Do we finally have an idea on who is behind the mask, or under the mask, I should say, in ReTRIBUTION? ReTRIBUTION members revealed, well, if social media and the sleuths on social media are behind it, they have uncovered at least a couple of the members on Monday night. ReTRIBUTION showed up to close out Raw this week. They took out the Mysterios and then stood tall on the apron. Their pose down at the end of the show seemed to signify that the stable has been established. For weeks, WWE's ReTRIBUTION stable has caused chaos, but they were all much smaller than your average pro wrestler. That is because WWE had not decided on who is in ReTRIBUTION at that point just yet. This week, things seemed to be different. Fans were able to uncover this on social media. Fans were able to peg Dominik Dijakovic and Dio Madden as two of the ReTRIBUTION members on Raw this week. A lot of fans have also identified Vanessa Bourne. That was a couple of weeks ago. That was legitimately the first time we seen ReTRIBUTION. There was two females, and one of them had red curly hair that looked like Vanessa Bourne. Her curly hair is very distinguishable, very identifiable. So that was that. It's unclear if Jessi Kamea is in the group. There were Chelsea Green and Santana Garrett, and Indy Hartwell rumors as well. Those were also popular rumors in the community. There are numerous people that WWE could use in this faction, but it appears that they are coming from NXT. Legitimately, anybody could be in this stable. I don't know why WWE has chosen who they have chosen so far. I don't know what the end goal is. I don't know why they are causing chaos. What could possibly be the reason? Everybody on that roster should be in Retribution, especially with the way that they've been booked. Anybody could be in that group and would have a great reason to do so. There's another theory going around in the community that one of the women could end up being Ember Moon. She could be in Retribution. She would absolutely have a reason to be in Retribution, the way that they have botched her main roster run. And the reason why she's injured, my God, I don't even want to go over it again, but 24/7 title, chasing the title, tearing an ACL, MCL, and every other fucking ligament in her knee, chasing the goddamn 24/7 title. She has more of a reason than anybody to be in Retribution and seek retribution against Vince McMahon and the WWE. So it appears WWE has landed 6 members in Retribution. We are still not 100% clear on who's going to be in the group, but a lot of fans believe they have figured out a majority of them. But this is Vince McMahon, folks. This is the guy that gets to Raw at 7:30, rips up the script, and then has no script by the time the show starts at 8 o'clock. So if you're expecting these people to stay, some of them might be there, some of them might be axed. We still don't know who's in Retribution or why they are even there, what they want, what their reason for being around is. We don't know. Why do these people hate WWE so much? I would do the same thing if Raw and SmackDown was giving me the same shit every fucking week. Maybe they're for us and they hate the shows as bad as we do. I don't know. That would be such a great storyline, man. I wouldn't mind being the leader of Retribution if that was the fucking case. But they gotta do something quick. This shit is getting stale. Somebody has to be unmasked. One of the least important members should be unmasked. Somebody's gotta be unmasked. They can't come out every single week and continue doing the same rinse and repeat attacks. We need some continuity here. What you're doing right now is showing everybody how indecisive you are. WWE, by doing the same shit every single week with Retribution, shows everybody that they themselves do not even have a fucking clue or a long-term plan or vision for this group. We'll see what happens. Is Roman Reigns the leader? I doubt it. Is Paul Heyman the leader? I doubt it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully WWE knows what they're doing on Friday. Being that Reigns is back on Friday, it will be interesting if they come out during that segment, the contract signing for the Universal title match at Payback. Guys, I'm getting out of here. If you enjoyed the OTS Extra today, let me know down below. Leave that thumbs up. Show some support for the video. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. If you missed any of the videos on the channel as of this past weekend, go and check everything out. Everything you need is linked down below. And as always, I will be back tomorrow with more content. We got NXT Live. I will be right here live on the live stream on OTS with Jesse talking NXT following TakeOver 30. Until then, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow night for NXT Live.